Did you know that just outside the Burren there's a nature reserve which was also the home to some of Ireland's most famous writers? This is Coole Park, the former Gregory estate and a beautiful woodland located just outside Gort and accessible using their free bus service. This name may be familiar as Lady Augusta Gregory was one of the most important people in Irish culture in her time. The grounds themselves are now free to enter and offer some beautiful nature and heritage. We of course started with some of the beautiful food from the cafe. My attention quickly focused onto the old buildings. This is the old stable and carriage house where now you can see that there's an owl box housing a baby barn owl. This is one of the few remaining built elements of the estate. The house itself was demolished in the 90s, but the grounds are still as beautiful. You can see here the old stables with the beautiful red doors which have stood here for decades. And while they were once home to horses, they are now home to barn owls and bats. All through the domain there is these beautiful semi-natural woodlands filled with ancient trees, but dotted amongst them are the remains of humans, like this lime kiln. Once used in the manufacture of lime for fertilizers and other uses, it now stands covered in moss, making a new habitat. Birds like these jays call the place home, and wildflowers sprout from every little corner. A semi-natural woodland like this is the perfect home for many creatures and plants, like this meadowsweet here. But it's not just the woodlands that make this place so important, it's the history as well. As I said, Lady Gregory was a culturally important person, but other people have called this place a temporary home. People like W.B. Yeats, J.M. Singh, and many, many more. These people would have walked the same paths that I'm walking on here and found inspiration in the landscape around them. One of the most obvious pieces of inspiration is marked with this sign, The Wild Swans of Coole by W.B. Yeats. And that's inspired by the swans which call this here lake home during the winter. But it isn't any ordinary lake, it's a turlough, a disappearing lake, one of the habitats that's almost exclusively found in Ireland. Because of its proximity to the Burren, the limestone underneath the soil here allows for this lake to drain and then to refill, creating the mystery of a magically disappearing lake. And once you've had your fill of the woodlands, you can retreat indoor. The information centre holds some beautiful remnants of the past house. There are taxidermied versions of animals that can be found both on the estate and abroad, and some artefacts that were collected from the house before its destruction. These include Lady Gregory's gun collection, book collection, a replica of her office, but also a whole ecology centre which details some of the beautiful animals and plants that can be found on the estate. One of the most striking areas is the autograph tree, a copper beech which has been signed by many of the notable guests through the ages. And with all that and more, if Coole Park is not on your list of destinations to hit this summer, then I don't know what is, but it is a perfect excuse to try and get outdoors today.